over.
Yes?
Grab pods, grab pods, grab pods.
Yeah, why was I sending them over and over? Why would it? Really?
Over and over.
Well, then you should have a bunch of quick trip receipts, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, well, put together your spreadsheet. I have mine, Brian.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to sit here and talk. Talk is cheap. Like, proof. That's what matters to me. That's what matters to people. That's what matters to anyone that matters is proof. Talk is cheap. Anyone can say anything. If you have been doing all of this stuff for me and spending all of this money on Brooklyn and giving me all of these rides and doing all of these things, write it down, get it all out there and show it to me, Brian, and have it ready to show to anybody else. But you won't do that. By the time you do, we're not going to be together anymore. I don't care about money, Brian. I'll go broke spending my last dime on Brooklyn. When your mom got here, at first I said, I want to take you to get a pedicure just because I wanted to show her I want to do something nice for you. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I want to spend the little time I have with Brooklyn, which I totally respected. And so then I wanted to get her a carton of cigarettes. I'm going out of my way to show everyone. And this isn't, I've been doing it for you. And I don't go out of my way. I've been just doing it. I never say anything to you about it, Brian. I never say anything. I just do it. I just make all the orders. I got sick of asking you for rides a long time ago, which is why I have to call your father.
So she doesn't ask me for rides. You say,
no,
you ask
Brian,
me for rides and I tell you no.
Brian, for the first 6 months, and even up until recently. Brian, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this. This isn't working. How do you suppose, what's your plan on moving forward in a safe way? Because this environment, I think anyone would agree, is toxic for Brooklyn. The one that is suffering the most here is Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know it. I know it. She has to know it. Barry knows it. What are we supposed to do, Brian? Because you and I aren't fixable. That is clear. I've been doing everything I can. You were great the first 6 months, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to tell anyone what a great father you are anymore. I've been doing it this whole time as you sit around and bash me and lie about me and make things so hard for me, make me waste money I don't have $350,000 sitting at my mom's house that she's going to give to me because she's holding on to me. I have the little bit of money that, thank God, Social Security gave me because they should never have taken my disability away to begin with. And I have a fragile mind, Brian. I finally got back on my meds. I finally stopped doing any kind of drugs. I finally got to a point of sanity, and I'm going to hang on to it. But I can't do it here. I can't do it. I have the best time with Brooklyn when we're just playing. I have so much fun. He has so much fun. As soon as it's a unit, it's destroyed. And there's too much. And I don't, what do you want to, you say something, Brian. I talk all the time. You listen, you say I will. And to my knowledge, maybe 8 times out of 10, you follow through on what you say you're going to do. Our lease is up in 3 months. Who's going to wait? I'm not putting another ounce of energy into this apartment. I'm not going to waste my time. First, I decorated our entire apartment. I decorated and took care of everything at Orlando's, Brian. I cleaned, took care of that place, furnished it with that's when I started buying everything. Then we got to Drury Circle. I furnished that entire apartment. You had your room upstairs with your cameras and the walk-in closet. I gave you the room upstairs with the walk-in closet. The girl, I just gave it to you because I know how important your clothes are. I gave it all to you and then I furnished. I mean, I have these pictures to send you with. It's beautiful apartment that I spent a lot of time getting, just like all the pictures I've sent to you, Sandy. This place has always been clean. It's always looked nice, and it's always been tailored for Brooklyn. And I did it before at Drury Circle, all for nothing, because you convinced us to move to your father's, which I wish you had not gotten us kicked out of. You got you kicked out of, which I went with you, being loyal. And so then I go to your father's. I furnish my entire room, get it set up as a wonderland for me in Brooklyn. And I had these beautiful pictures to show you, Sandy, of Brooklyn's beautiful room at your former house.
Used it.
We got kicked out. Brooklyn wasn't there, Brian. Brooklyn wasn't there.
I never used it.
No, it was Brooklyn's room. I was pregnant. What, am I supposed to sleep in his room when he's not there? And when our colic baby was born, why was I had to be in my room with my air conditioners and all of his stuff. No, I didn't get a chance to use it. You got us kicked out. But I'll be damned if I didn't spend so much time and so much money.
Let's see. He was born June 22nd, and we moved in here.
And he had colic the entire time. And I have, Brian, I'd memorized my entire life.
Didn't start until 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks?
Yeah.
So we didn't even get home until 4.5 weeks. What is your point? I never got a chance for Brooklyn to enjoy that playroom. My point is you made us move there, took us out of the apartment that I had already put together while I was 8 months pregnant. I re-nested, re-put together another home only for you to get us kicked out. So then I came here and I put just for the fourth time.
You gotten us kicked out of your apartment over there.
Brian, this isn't 5 years ago. This isn't 5 years ago, Brian.
Denver again.
Brian, you can keep bringing up the past. I could care less. I'm not a junkie crackhead anymore. Brian, I'm bringing up the recent past with our son. Yes, I am. And I'm telling you for a reason.
Your past works, but my past.
You want to talk about 5 years ago, Brian? When you were sitting in the closet while I had to fuck strangers for money to fuel our drug habit? You want to start talking about the past in front of your mom?
Sure.
The real past?
Sure.
No, you don't, Brian. No, you don't. No, you absolutely do not. And the fact that you can look at me with a smirk on your face like that and think it's so fucking funny is what makes it that sicker.
It's not an honest statement.
Then what is?
Be honest.
You be honest. What's the honest statement, Brian? That I loved escorting so much that even though we got engaged, that I didn't even believe in marriage, I just loved screwing other men so much that I chose to continue doing it even though I was engaged to my fiance? Is that what you're telling me, Brian? I was doing it for fun. Or did we have bills at my apartment that needed to be paid, Brian?
Not do it. You said up to 10 years before that?
Brian? What's your point?
What
does that have to do with you being in my closet, watching me sleep other men?
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about, Brian.
You know,
I tried so hard to make you okay with it.
You said, this is who I am. Like me for who I am.
That's what I said when we first met. Absolutely, Brian. And then when we fell in love and it started to bother you, I said, you know what, Brian? I can't stand this. I only want to be with you. I love you. You're my new family. I will die for you. I'll do anything for you. I don't want to do this. But if I don't work and you don't work, you know what happens? We're going to be homeless. And I kept pounding that into your head. And when you got sent to jail and I wronged you in the worst way that I ever have, in one of the only ways, and I worked my ass off to come up with money to get you out. That night when you came home, Brian, I made you promise me. I understand you don't like the escorting, but I have bills here to pay, Brian. You're not working. So if you don't like it and you love me, you will walk away and let me pick back up my life, because if I don't work and you don't work, we're homeless. And I thought that was the truth because you told me you had lost your family like I'd lost mine. And I believed you. And I said, I'll do anything. I'm not going to let your family make you feel like mine did me. And you know